Well, another day and the same old story out at DIA. People, I hate when I rhyme accidentally. I wasn't trying to rhyme. I didn't think I sounded that cool, but that did work conveniently.
Yeah, it worked out.
People just want to go home. In between weather, they got staffing issues, there's delays and cancellations, and they are more today than yesterday.
Oh yeah, team coverage this morning because of this. Jessica Crawford is here with us in studio to look at some of the roots of the issues, but we want to start with Veronica Acosta because she's out at DIA for a second morning in a row, and it doesn't sound like things have improved much since this time yesterday.
You know, Danny said it perfectly. People just want to get home, or they want to get to that destination where they were trying to get to in the first place. But right now, I'm pretty sure home sounds best. I will tell you, things look a lot worse this morning than they did yesterday. The big problems were concentrated in the terminal yesterday. This morning, they have spilled out into baggage claim. I mean, take a look at what we're seeing here. Not only are there just a ton of bags that are sectioned off at the United baggage claim area, but there's also what is most shocking, a lot of people just giving in and laying down on the floor, having a bit of rest, sitting on the floor, some with blankets over them. We have seen kids covered up this morning, parents surrounding them, making sure that they're able to get a little bit of shut-eye since they have been here for hours now. And this is very much the case at the United baggage claim area where we are. You also see long lines of people waiting to speak to gate agents. Now, we spoke to a family who's been here for hours. They were trying to get to Miami. That's not going to happen. They're one of the many who, again, just taking to the floor right now, trying to get in contact with someone at United.
Yeah, that's my son over there. We've been up all night. Because we're waiting for our bags, we can't go home, and we even have to either take a taxi or Uber home because we can't get anybody up here right now to come pick us up in the middle of the night. So the struggle has been real. We feel stranded.
We feel stranded. We have definitely heard that from so many travelers, both yesterday and today. Some just completely giving in and saying, we're going to, one, try and rent a hotel room for the night, or we're going to try and rent a car to get out of the DIA airport. But as you guys can probably imagine, those are really pricey right now. We spoke to someone yesterday who had to pay about $700 a night to get a room. This morning, a separate couple telling us that they paid over $300 just for today to get their hands on a rental car to be able to drive somewhere where there's even a hotel room open for them. So things not looking much better for United travelers this morning. I've reached out to United once again, asking if they're having some staffing shortages, specifically for the staff members who seem to be taking bags out and putting them on the carousels. We haven't heard quite back yet. In Denver, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Yeah, and we know United has pointed the blame at the FAA for failing to hire more air traffic controllers, Veronica, because airlines struggling with these staffing issues impacting travelers not just at DIA but around the country.
So let's see how true that is, since the FAA is saying that. Denver 7's Jessica Crawford is going to join us in the studio. Jessica, you took a look into the loss of air traffic controllers, and what did you find?
Well, first of all, I found out how important they are to helping passengers get where they need to be. First of all, they monitor and direct how planes move on the ground and in the air. They control the traffic on the airport runways and issue takeoff and landing instructions to the pilots to keep passengers safe. And it can take more than 3 years to train an air traffic controller. An independent government audit has found that the FAA doesn't have a plan to address the shortage of those critical employees. According to a recent report by the U.S. Department of Transportation, air traffic controllers declined by 10% over the last decade. The report released last week says those personnel shortages pose a risk to the continuity of air traffic operations. This comes during a busy summer for our nation's airports. A record 307 million seats are now scheduled for the third quarter of 2023. And people who are hiring are looking for young people to fill the air traffic controller position, as people who are air traffic controllers have to retire by age 56.
They need air traffic controllers now. They need to be able to adjust to all of this new equipment, not only within the air traffic control tower, but in the skies as well. And there's this sense that younger people are more agile. Their brains are more plastic. They can learn things better.
The Department of Transportation wants 1,800 new air traffic controllers by the next year.
They have to retire by 56. I always learn something from Jessica. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they had an age
And
cap
it's
on that.
it seems like such a young age too.
Yes,
Honestly.
absolutely.
56 is young.
Yeah.
We got to update that a little bit. Okay, well, flight attendant staffing also hasn't bounced back since the height of the pandemic, and one reason could be, not surprisingly, pay, or more specifically, when they're not paid. Most airlines pay flight attendants for the time that they're in the air, but not the time that is spent during the boarding process. A year ago, Delta Airlines actually became the only carrier to pay their attendants while boarding passengers. Other airlines do offer their employees a fixed allowance for being on duty, but if you do the math, it averages out to $2 to $3 an hour. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, flight attendants make an average of $63,700 a year. And this weekend, of course, shaping up to be one of the busiest weekends for travel this year, with AAA saying over 50 million Americans will be traveling over 50 miles or more for July 4th weekend. And that sounds like the airport will probably be painful, but TSA has some tips that they say will make your security screening easier and faster. Let us see what they recommend. Okay, before you start packing, you want to find out what you can and can't put in your carry-on, check bags, liquids. One time we got stopped for a snow globe because that had more than 2.5 ounces of liquid inside of it. So the little things you got to think about that break the rules. You can go to TSA's What Can I Bring website to get more specific. They want you to get to the airport early. Make sure you have an acceptable form of ID. We've been talking about how Colorado's driver's licenses can sometimes get tricky at any airport in the country. They won't turn you away, but sometimes there's some problems with those. And then TSA expects the peak travel day for the upcoming holiday to be Friday, so you probably want to get there extra early on Friday.